Hill climbing and its less hilly sibling sprinting are an intense form of motorsport where drivers compete against the clock to set the fastest time amongst similar cars. You can drive anything from a completely standard road car to an F1 car. If you've not seen our video on choosing a class to enter, you should watch that. There's a link in the description. Let's start with the paperwork first. You're going to need a licence. They're issued by Motorsport UK, and unless you're competing in an intro class, you'll need an RS Interclub licence. You have watched a video about choosing a class, right? Anyway, there's a link in the description for applying online, and it doesn't take long. You'll need some safety gear. At the very least, you're going to need a helmet. Whilst you can buy one online, you should really try them on for size. Not all lids fit the same, and you don't know if you're an Arai, Bell or a Stilo until you try. Trade shows like Autosport International are great for this, as are big motorsport vendors like Demon Tweaks. Buy from a reputable dealer. There are replicas out there, and this is safety gear. Your life may depend on it. You need to be really sure that the helmet meets one of these standards. Just to confuse you, there are standards just 1 or 2 characters different that mean different things. Some vendors may have old stock that's been on a shelf for 5 years and is nearly out of date. Check twice, buy once. Whilst you're waiting for your licence to arrive, you can prepare your car. The most obvious thing you'll need is a timing strut. This needs to be at least 254mm tall and 51mm deep, because the regulation dates from when they needed to be 10 inches tall and 2 inches deep. The lower edge needs to be between 180mm and 200mm from the ground. Clearly this regulation has been updated since we used inches. A hot tip here is to use the number plate mounting hole. Either screw a piece of angle to the mounting hole and a strut to the angle, or you can cunningly leave the mount in place with a quick release GoPro mount to clip the strut into place when you get to an event. Struts can be made of wood, plastic, steel, aluminium, carbon fibre or any other stiff material you can work with, as long as it's matte black. Now you've got your timing strut sorted, you need a couple of safety modifications. First, you'll need to mark the off position for the ignition switch, in case a marshal needs to shut the engine off. Next, you should wrap the earth wire on the battery with a yellow tape in case it needs to be cut in the event of an incident. To compete in club level motorsport, you need to be a member of a club. Who knew? Find a club that's local to you and organises sprints and hill climbs. There's a helpful club finder tool on the Motorsport UK website, and you've probably guessed there's a link to that in the description. It looks like you're ready for your first event, so let's find one to enter. Every event is organised by a motor club, and you can find a list of events on the Motorsport UK website. Maybe there's a link in the description, unless I forgot, and if I did, do remind me in the comments. Anyway, the event finder tool will find you events and the dates they're on. Wait a moment for the page to load, select speed from the drop down because speed is what you need, and choose the permit type if you wish. You won't be able to enter a national or international event as your first event. You will need to upgrade your licence first. You'll have to do the legwork to find out how the clubs take entries and when the entries open. Normally it'll be an online entry form linked from the club website or social media. Not all clubs put their contact details into the fixtures, so you may have to resort to Auntie Google or Chinandalabong to find them. If you're one of those clubs, please put a link in, it'd be really helpful. It's not unusual for events to fill up in hours or days, so do be prepared to miss out on one or two. If you're worried about missing out, then a way of getting advance notice is to join a championship. You'll usually be told about entries opening before others know, and championships sometimes have reserved spaces at events. As a bonus, a championship often gives you the same people in the paddock at each event and a community built around those events. There's sometimes socials, and I've even been drifting around a frozen lake in Sweden as part of an off-season social for the Bristol MX5 Challenge. Drifty drifty, nice. If you found this useful, please like the video and share it with at least one person you think might find it interesting. If you have any questions or feedback, please write in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Consider subscribing for more content like this. See you in the paddock.